Oh man. Open the TikTok app. So now I got to post. That's how it goes. Look, I think today on this lunch with Steel, we're gonna get into a little bit about a little Halo action, baby. Halo. Mm-mm-mm. Halo's had a lot going on, man, over the years. Because apparently the rumor right now is that the Halo Combat Evolved Edition, Halo One, is not going to have multiplayer on their remake that they're doing in the good old Unreal Engine. Let me sit y'all down real quick. Look, that's insane to kind of think about, right? Even if true, right? Some people were saying this about Gears of War Reloaded as well, that it wasn't going to have multiplayer, right? Which, again, to me, it didn't necessarily make sense because, again, not everything has to be the most drawn out live service game that you ever experienced. It just doesn't have to be. Halo definitely doesn't need to be that way, right? Those older traditional games, you could argue that those were just tacked. It was just tacked on multiplayer, bro. Remake what was there before, make it feel as modern as possible, and leave it at that. Nobody's saying that you got to go. This has to be the live service game to move into the future, and you got to make sure that you're updating this on a week to week basis. Nah, make it what it is. Drop all the maps, all the content that released up for it, any missing content or whatever the case across the board. Call it a day, man. Just because you're remaking the game, just because it's going to PlayStation and they care about single player games more than anything, doesn't mean that you can't have people who are maybe looking forward to that or maybe are vets to Halo that would play a remake of CE that felt better, that felt more modern. Like in the fact that Gears Reloaded, there was already an Ultimate Edition. So that of course didn't make any sense. But even for a Halo One, like if you're introducing it to a new audience, unfortunately, dog, Halo, this is the standard that you have set. Show these people how you do tacked on multiplayer and do the campaign. Space Marine was obviously able to do it, right? Space Marine 1 did it. Space Marine 2 released theirs. Of course, they're updating it or whatever else, but even that is a more of a modern game. That's the second iteration of a game. It's not like they went back and remade. Of course, they did go and put out an updated version of Space Marine 1, and it still has its multiplayer intact. So it's like, bro, just redo everything that was there before. And supposedly they're supposed to be adding on to Halo as well. So it's like, maybe changing some things from the story, adding more things from the books and things like that. I mean, again, we'll see. There's a lot of hopefulness that I got for this, right? And I'm a Halo fan, bro. Like, I'm one of those dudes, excuse me, who feels extremely unfortunate that neither Bungie or 343, and again, everything is circumstantial, that they didn't dive deeper into the Halo lore, right? That we haven't got an ODS 2. And whether we want to put that on Microsoft or whatever the case, and again, you want to consider that up to 2017, I mean, maybe you want to give it to 360 because Microsoft was willing to take a hit on consoles for the Red Ring. And again, I think that was more of a pro consumer move than anything, doing what was right for the consumer, for a product that you had a hard time with, that had a hardware failure than anything. And during that time, you wouldn't have had time or say to move different studios around, be like, yeah, let's shop the Halo IP around and get this game made. I still, to this day, I never played ODST. Just haven't. I was one of those. I was like, I just want to play Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, Reach, 5. That's all I care about. Well, I don't want to play the ODST, a single player game, because again, I'm a multiplayer faceted gamer, and ODST didn't have the multiplayer, so I was like, I'm cool, man. I'm not really trying to play that, right? At least per my recollection. Now, I do want to play ODST, but I would like to see an ODST remake. And matter of fact, that's what I think. That's what I feel the direction that they should go. Take the attention off of Chief, bro. Like, let's expand the Halo lore route. The main reason I say that because with ODST, if y'all aren't familiar, the main character is Buck. Buck becomes a Spartan with Team Osiris. You can flush that entire storyline out, maybe even catch it up to the point, and you could take your time doing it. Maybe this is the version of Halo that you end up making third person when you introduce Buck becoming a Spartan and all that. You can make that transition, get into the ODST bag, get into the Oni bag, especially spy espionage, going on these crazy missions, knowing that the UNSC is on they on that fuck shit too. You know what I mean? So, and I think there's just so many different directions that you can expand the IP out. So to hear that, oh, there may not potentially be, and again, it's just a rumor, man. But I felt like as a Halo fan on this lunch with Steel, I had to come to the table and chop it up with y'all about it, bro, because it's just unfathomable to me that these companies have to think that, and I always go back to factions. You were trying to expand your consumer base. You're trying to get more fans, right? Or create fans. Your core fans weren't asking for you to make factions this most expansive thing and creative thing that it ever was. We just wanted something that was more that was updated and had some more maps and stuff like that. And to hear rumors about that as well, that oh well, there was going to be have to be this live service thing. You didn't want to become a live service team, and you didn't implement it in your second game, although you said you were going to a year prior, and then in that same year or a year before the release is when we actually found out that it wasn't going to be shipping with multiplayer. A year before release, this is when you tell us. Huh, became something bigger, huh? Not everything needs to. You could take your time. You could have got Sony, you could have got a separate team or built you up a team to do that. But nonetheless, man, it's just not everything has to be the most expanded out experience ever. I do still believe in tacked on multiplayer. I also believe in selling what that core experience was. If the game had campaign and it had multiplayer in it, release it the same way. Let the new people experience it for what it was, and let the vets come in and show these people the way, man. Get a little blood coach action in, you know. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for today's lunch with Steel. If you're liking the content, make sure you're hitting that like button, and if you're on the YouTube side of things, man, or that red app as we call it, much love. Follow me everywhere. Steel Rain T is a 7. We out, baby. Peace.